Are you getting that?
Yeah, what is that?
Oh my god.
What the
hell?
Oh
Oh
my
my god, it's running. I think we should leave
What is
now.
that?
What? Was that some kind of bear?
It didn't look like a bear, it looked like a human.
What? Oh my god, what?
I believe in Bigfoot. Bigfoot believes in me. I believe in Bigfoot, but I'm just his fantasy. I believe in Bigfoot.
A few years ago, my family moved from Jersey City to Beacon, New York. Beacon was a bit of a cultural shock for me. I was used to the urban environment of Jersey City, not the natural environment of the Hudson Valley or the friendly small town people. But I made a lot of friends, and one of the things we love to do is explore the woods. I freaked when I saw my first deer, when I saw my first raccoon, but I really freaked out when I saw my first Bigfoot. Now, I wasn't really sure what I saw, a bear, a nut job in a gorilla suit, I don't know. Maybe it was really Bigfoot, but I thought I might be a bit more scientific about it, so I started doing research online. It seemed like a lot of people in this area had Bigfoot sightings, so I started contacting them to see if I could interview them about their encounters.
So here's what happened. I was going through the woods, I was on my way home. I was taking, a bit of a shortcut, and, I was out. Well, it doesn't matter what I was doing. Who gives a shit? So I was heading back, and I saw this group of deer, So I was like, I'll take some pictures. I take pictures. I was thinking, it doesn't matter what I take pictures of. I had the camera on me already, all right? So, I was setting up the shot. I was crouching down. I was trying to get a good one. And something spooked him. I don't know how much time you spend in the woods, but deer, just they have a group mentality, and they'll know. They'll just know something's coming before I could, obviously, with my stupid human ears, ever hear it. And they all just looked up at once, and I thought maybe I'd startle them. I didn't think so. I'm pretty good at sneaking up on things. But something spooked them, so they'd look up, and I paused. Bigfoot came through the woods. He came out of the bush just out of nowhere. He was quiet. Now, before he come out, I was taking a shot because they started to break apart, and I just kind of quick shot from the hip. And that's how I got the shot of him.
Wow.
And he came out and he was booking, man. So they all split. I got the shot. And that's basically the long and short of it. Obviously I told a couple of people. They all treated me like I was some kind of crazy person, which obviously I'm not.
The reason we're doing this documentary is that we ourselves saw a Bigfoot, or we think we saw a Bigfoot. We don't know what it was. We were just walking in the woods and this thing came out of nowhere while we were filming with our low quality cell phones, so we're just trying to do our own little research project. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
The first guy we talked to was Joe. He seemed like a nice guy, but I wasn't sure if he was for real or not. It was interesting listening to his story, but I was anxious to talk to other people.
I'm pretty sure I saw Bigfoot.
Do you know where you were when you saw him?
Yeah, I was running an errand for work, and I had to drop off a package at somebody's house right in Beacon. And I saw out of the corner of my eye just something like in the woods. Mm-hmm. And so I turned around, I went over to their balcony, and I took out my phone right away. And I'm like following this figure. So that my footage isn't super clear, but I'm pretty sure it was Bigfoot because a lot of people around here say that they've seen Bigfoot.
Your footage, there's no way that it's anything like a Bigfoot.
Alex has seen Bigfoot before.
I have. And unlike you, I was deep, far into the woods. You're sitting in your backyard thinking, oh, look at this. I got a Bigfoot in my backyard. It's not some little baby deer. Whatever you think you saw.
My footage has over 1,000 views on YouTube right now, and Animal Planet has actually reached out to me from looking at my footage, and they're really interested, and they want to set up like an interview about what I saw too, and maybe see where that goes. If they do another season of their Bigfoot show, maybe they'll come here. But my footage got a phone call from Animal Planet. Did yours?
They'll do that to anyone who sends them anything. I didn't send them anything because I know they're just going to butcher my material. I have some very nice footage, some pictures. It's a little farther away, but they're definitely a little clearer, and you're definitely able to see more features in comparison to the blur that we got going on over here. Mine were just pictures. She got some videos, so I guess it's always nice to see something moving.
Well, good luck on your search for the Beacon Bigfoot.
All right. Thank
It
you.
was so nice having you.
I met this nice woman who used to live on Mount Beacon. She had taken some of the nicest photos of a mother Bigfoot.
It's not easy to talk about it, to be honest.
We saw something on the back that obviously looked like a baby, right?
That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I have photographs and I videotaped. I felt crazy at first and kept conjuring up all these ideas of what that could have been or should have been, and it really seemed to be what we think she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't even know what to call her. I don't even know what the real words are to call. I hate to say Bigfoot. It sounds demeaning.
Yeah.
There are other lofty terms, I think. The Yeti, all these terms. But I was able to actually capture some images with my good camera, my Canon 5D, and looking closely and spending many hours looking. It was something real and very touching. There was a baby there. So.
I was getting quite surprised how many people in our area had Bigfoot encounters. It would be weird if they're all making it up. I mean, who would want to hoax a high school student?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. It's kind of an upsetting situation because I got a lot of insults. People thought I was stupid or I was trying to pull something over. I got nothing to gain by putting out a fake picture. This is what happened. I was out and I got a new lens. And for my Canon, I bought it used. I don't know how to use it. It was on manual. And I'm looking, and you ever look at a tree or not the clouds or crack in the wall, you see a face or the Stay Puft Marsh. So I'm looking through it, and I'm like, that looks like a monkey. And I'm just trying to get in on it. I said, let me zoom in on this just right. If I can hold the pose, if I compose it just right, I'm going to get a monkey. So I shoot it. I think I got it. Boom, I shoot it. Then I put it down, and I look at the picture. I try to set it to look at the picture. Then I look back up, because I didn't like it was blurry. I was going to shoot it again. I look back up, and then it starts walking away. And I was like, what? And then, again, it's manual focus. I actually took a few more shots, but they're so blurry, they're meaningless. They're nothing. You can't even see them. So I put the one up that had something.
I don't get why people don't believe us. Obviously, if there's so many people seeing Bigfoot, he's real, and you just need to see him. Come to Beacon and look for him. I mean, he's here, and I know it. I know I saw him, and I just wish somebody would have been there so that they could have seen him. And I don't know. I know what I saw. Everyone in school calls me Bigfoot girl, and I know that I saw him, and I don't get why people are being rude about it.
I see what I thought was a bear with it, but bigger and broader than a bear, but this huge dark presence. And I took the camera and I made the shot, and sure enough, it was a Bigfoot with the deer almost under its control. And that's the picture you see.
I mean, if you really saw Bigfoot, then that would mean that you're a spiritual person. I'm a spiritual person. I've seen Bigfoot before, but he only reveals himself to spiritual people. So if you've seen him, if you've really seen him, then that means you're very spiritual.
This isn't funny. Do you realize what you're dealing with here? Bigfoot is a wild animal, an angry, dangerous wild animal. It's not a game. He's not like a little puppy in the woods. You guys could get hurt. Do your parents even know you're doing this? Because it's not okay.
I had him in my sights. I'd been a millionaire. I could have bought a boat, bought a house, bought a farm, all that, you know. Person that gets Bigfoot, that's Bigfoot, you know. Every hunter's dream is like, oh, I saw Bigfoot. It's hanging on my wall, but I saw him through the sights. It was just, they looked at me, like made eye contact, you know. And just, people don't believe me. They think I'm nuts. They're, oh, bullshit, you know, bullshit. And it's true. I don't know if y'all, sorry I cussed on your interview, but it freaked me out, you know. You don't expect to see that kind of shit. It's just, it changes you. I don't even like hunting anymore. I feel bad about it. It's just, I'm damn near vegetarian.
Why? Why do I hate Bigfoot? We have all these little sissies running around town taking these out of focus pictures. They can't even focus a camera on him, let alone take him down. I'm gonna take him down, I'm gonna kill him.
I can always tell when Bigfoot's been on the property. You can smell him a mile away. Most people don't like it, but it's actually sort of dank. Smells like somebody's cut up about 10 pounds of weed.
We were just hanging out on Mount Beacon, just kind of stumbling around in the dark. I had a couple too many, and I got done taking a leak, and then I heard something in the bushes, and I couldn't see, so I took out my phone, and I took a shot, and it was just right there, and it screamed at me, and I screamed at it. And it was just crazy. It was just crazy. I mean, I've got the picture. You've seen the picture. I mean, you believe me, right? I mean, you saw the picture.
I don't know if I believe you or not.
But I mean, I was there.
My father, he's 87, God bless him, and he's a chicken farmer. His father, he was a chicken farmer. His father before him was, I think he was a tailor, but that's not the point. The point is that he called me up and he said someone's stealing his chickens. I said, well, Dad, just keep looking, keep your eye out. You've handled this before, and he said, yeah, but you don't understand. It's a monster. I said, a monster? A monster, Dad? There are no monsters. I think 87, he might be losing it just a little bit. That worries me because I don't have room for him in my house. My wife won't let him stay. But anyway, I said, Dad, I'm going to go down there. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to look. I'll bring my gun. I'll bring my camera. I'm going to prove to you that there is no monster. Okay? They don't exist. And I went down. And to humor him, I brought my camera and I brought my gun. I said, all right, Dad, where is he? Where is this monster? Where did he go? And what was he doing? Carrying a chicken. I don't think so. I don't think monsters eat chickens. But all right. I will go and I will stand there and I will stay all day if I have to. And I stayed most of the day and nothing happened. I'm thinking my father's a little nuts. He's sad. I'm going to have to find a home. But sure enough, there was a rustle in the woods. And I turned my camera towards it. I saw something. I wasn't sure at first. Instead of a gun, I saw this biggest, ugliest creature. I don't know what it was. I don't know. It looked like maybe it was a bear, but not a bear. Maybe it was a gorilla. It was uglier than my Aunt Teresa, I'll tell you that. And whatever the hell it was. And so I just shot, and I was nervous. I was shaking. You could see on the film. I got film, and that proves that my dad and I are not nuts.
So you're familiar with the controversy. Basically what people were saying is that my Bigfoot video, that it was obvious that it was a man or something like that because the feet, his feet, they looked like he had tennis shoes on. So I really don't know what to say about that. It was I don't know. It's something that I took video of. I really don't have any idea why anybody would even say anything like that. To be honest with you, I was out there. I took a video, and I saw what I saw.
Okay, because Mars and I we saw the controversy about the tennis shoes, and we actually took Mars's dog down to water because we believed that what people thought were tennis shoes was actually just the Bigfoot's fur being matted. So we took his dog down to the water and put her feet into the water to see if it had the same effect that we believed it had on the Bigfoot, and it did. So that's what we believed was the problem in the video, and that the controversy about the tennis shoes was not true.
It seems like you guys have put more thought into it than anybody else on the internet has. That's for sure. I don't know. You know, I'm no scientist. I don't know what the deal is.
So anyway, how did you get involved in this? I mean, where did you? What type of interest do you have?
Well, me and my friend were walking through the woods, and we at first we thought we saw Bigfoot, and we were able to get a footprint, but we've been researching it for a while and making a documentary about it, but we're pretty convinced that we got pranked.
When you say you thought you saw Bigfoot, like, give me an idea of what?
Well, we were just walking through the woods, and we just saw this like black figure running through the trees, and we were able to get on film, but we're pretty convinced that we were pranked.
Pranked in the sense that?
I don't know. We were just convinced it's not real. The main reason is because of the footprint. We did get a mold of the footprint, but every Bigfoot community says that it's supposed to be in a straight line and supposed to be flat-footed, so it's walking too human apparently.
This happens all the time. All right, the Bigfoot community, so to speak. Here's what happens. To be totally honest with you, you get people that want to see Bigfoot and they want footage of Bigfoot. Most of them are a hoax anyway. So you go out and you get some plywood. It's the most common way to do it. And these guys cut out feet out of plywood that they think replicates what they think Bigfoot is. So the next thing you know, you got some guy in big shoes, and he's walking like this. He's got these big clomping things on here, and he thinks Bigfoot's feet have to be this long, right? He's going to step like this. So the next thing you know, he's got to stretch out so all the footprints are in a straight line. So I don't know what it is that you saw. Not only that, but there's another aspect to it, and that is that Bigfoot is heavy. He's a lot heavier than you and I are. So if Bigfoot is walking, he's going to push down in the earth a lot heavier than we can. We get a piece of plywood or an oversized shoe that we think looks like Bigfoot's foot. We can't put as much pressure on the ground as the real thing would. Mm-hmm. And so if the community has these prints, and they're not even going to be penetration into the earth much, and they're going to be flat, they're going to be in a straight line, and as they roll their foot, it leaves a little indentation at the toes from the hard plywood because it can't flex. And that's how you know the difference. So I don't know what yours looks like, I don't know what you got, but this is actually one that I took. And as you can see, I don't know if this is anything what you got, but you can see the actual separation between the toes, right? So it was obviously in earth and mud and grass. It was typical where they would be, and you can tell that this is not a piece of plywood. Yeah, that's one that I actually saw, and I cast this footprint. It's got an arch to it. It's got the heel pressure. It's got the ball of foot pressure that this would make.
Yeah, it looks very similar to ours. So in a lot of my research, I found that almost all the pictures are with deer.
All the photos are all the things that you hear about deer and Bigfoot. And here's the reason. Okay, this is the real reason. I don't care what anybody else says. Bigfoot and deer actually have a symbiotic relationship. I don't know if you're familiar with that term. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit like, let's say, humans and dogs, right? We're sleeping at night, and 2 o'clock in the morning, your dog hears something, boom, he's up, barking, right? He's got great senses. He can hear, he can smell, he can see in the dark where we can't. We use it basically as an early warning system, right? Bigfoot and the deer, similar situation. One, the deer are not afraid of Bigfoot, okay? They've been together for a million years. Mm-hmm. So Bigfoot's learned, at least I believe, to use deer more or less as an early warning system. Like, for instance, you see a group of deer together, and you know what a flag is. They flag their tail, the white flag on the tail. Mm-hmm. That means get out of here fast, there's something coming. Either a hunter or person, something that's a natural predator of theirs. Well, Bigfoot uses the deer. They've learned to use the deer as their early warning system. And they basically coexist, and I believe that that's why you see a lot of the photos that people have, the actual real footage of the photos, which the community didn't know about, okay, with the deer in it. It's not uncommon.
Gary was probably the most interesting person I talked to. I was glad he took my efforts seriously, like I did the right thing and got a foot cast from our encounter. I even sent photos of it to some Bigfoot sites, but the ones that got back to us said it was bull because our cast showed an arc and a large gap between the big toe and the others. Evidently, Bigfoot has really flat feet and walks in a straight line like he's on a tightrope. I mean, that really doesn't make sense to me. The experts had dismissed a lot of the footage shot by the people I interviewed, like, oh, this can't be real because the thing turns its head. I'm sorry, what primate can't turn its head? Oh right, a guy in a gorilla suit. And who are these experts anyway? Scientists? I started to think all these expert opinions on Bigfoot were based on hoaxes. And if there were any evidence out there that might actually be real, these believers will call it a hoax. I'm not going to say what's real and what's not. I'm not a scientist. But what I can say is something is definitely going on.
I guess that's it? Is that it? So, like, are you guys part of this, or are you guys in charge of this too, or what are you guys doing for music?
The sound of trash cans crashing down, and suddenly I noticed giant footprints on the ground. I'm not sure what to think, although I was causing all my grief. Had stories I've been told now come true. There's a Bigfoot in my backyard and I can't believe my eyes. Tried to get a picture so my friends don't think I'm lying. How could this monster walk upright like a guy? Undiscovered for so long, his feet are extra sized. His feet are extra sized. No one believes except me, myself, and me. Can't make the world understand, they'll just have to see. Wooden creatures love him, and his shoe size is ridiculous. Buying shoes has never been so hard. There's a Bigfoot in my backyard, and I can't believe my eyes. Tried to get a picture so my friends don't think I'm lying. How could this monster walk upright like a guy? Undiscovered for so long.